So, the hardest thing about a long term relationship is trying to always stay on each other's page, stay in your same sort of lane of development, especially when there's a generation gap involved. So, when I was really, really little, I used to love to clean with my mother. She would go through with the big rag and the lemony pledge, and I would follow behind with my little rag and my spray bottle that didn't have anything in it. And she would hoover, and I would follow her with the Fisher Price vacuum cleaner, if anyone had those that lit up when you pushed it around. And I just thought she was great, and I wanted to be her so much. Of course, after a few years, I realized actually cleaning's not all that. It's not that great. And I realized it wasn't all that great, but she used to make me crawl around and clean all the dust off the baseboards because I was short. And she made me, she'd put tape on my little hands and have me crawl around on the shag carpet so that I could pick up all of the glitter and everything that had fallen at Christmas time. So it really wasn't that fun. I also discovered that she would look at something, if I kind of half-ass cleaned it, she would look at it and say, nope, it's still germy. And I don't know if you can see germs with the naked eye. We should get that scientist back in here. But she could see germs. And I don't even know if germy is a word, but we all say germy in my family. She also would get really mad if I didn't clean, like if I left my clothes on the floor, or one time she discovered I had hidden a piece of birthday cake when I was about 7 years old under my bed for several days. And she got so mad, and I don't know, I mean, I was thinking, like, it's a good idea. You're in bed, you want a snack, have some cake. It was too bad I forgot about it. About a year later, when I was around 8, she got an even worse surprise under my bed because she discovered that I had been saving my fingernail clippings for about a year, keeping them in a plastic sandwich baggie under my bed. And she discovered them, and first she was worried that I had some neurosis problem. But then I explained to her that one day when I was rich and famous, I always put those together, rich and famous, those nail clippings would really be worth some money. So I found that having to be clean all the time was kind of the killer of creativity, right? It was kind of the killer of joy. Until I had my own kids. When I had my own kids, all of a sudden I realized cleanliness has another purpose. It does give you a sense of control. You've got milk coming out of you, and you've got people throwing up at you. So I love to close myself in a room and just make it pristine and just clean it and tell everyone, no one can come in this room. This room is pristine. And I would make my children learn how to clean, and they'd be following me with their own little gizmos, and my mom would, beam with pride. Well, I'll tell you, a few years ago, I knew it was probably about time for my mom to enter the assisted living facility because the thing that gave her away, she wasn't cleaning like she used to, right? She wasn't keeping her clothes as clean, and her dishes were not going back in the cabinet clean. And I was like, what is happening? But then I realized either she couldn't see it anymore, or she didn't have the muscle, or she just gave up, I don't know. But she went to an assisted living, and it was the cleanliness that gave her away. Now she's passed away. Oddly enough, she is covered with tons of dirt. And I also will be there one day, right? It's okay. It's inevitable. It's okay. She wasn't having fun anymore. But I just have to end this story with one last little factoid about being clean, and that is that my oldest son, we went to see a museum exhibit recently, and I drove him back to his apartment, and I said, I was dropping him off, but I said, can I come in? I just need to use the restroom and wash my hands. And he wasn't expecting company, right? So I go in. It was filthy. It was disgusting. It was disgusting. Like, I had to concentrate to pee because it was so disgusting. And then, I washed my hands, but I didn't have a towel, right? And I got so mad at him. I yelled at him. And I face it, that's just how my family shows love. We yell at each other. And so I walked out of there, and then at the end of the night, I felt a little bad. I'd yelled at him, and I realized that he's 25 years old, right? And he definitely knows better, but just by the way things are going, he's right on schedule. Thank you very much.